Hello everyone. Today we are going to dive into a concept that's foundational in human motivation, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now you may have heard about it before, but let's explore it, what it really means, and why is it so relevant in human psychology, personal growth, and even how we see the world. So first things first, what is Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Well, it's a theory proposed by psychologist Abraham Maslow in 1940s. In simple terms, is the idea that our human needs are arranged in a pyramid-like structure where the basic needs comes at the bottom and basic survival needs comes at the bottom and more complex psychological needs comes at the top. Now let me ask you this. What about the last time you were hungry and how much focus you gave to anything else like work, relationships, like anything? I bet hunger came first, right? That's because, according to Maslow, we can't focus on more advanced needs until our basic survival needs are met. That comes at the bottom. Now, let's break down the 5 levels of this hierarchy, starting from the bottom. So, first comes physiological needs, then safety needs, love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization at the top. So let's dive deeper into all of these levels individually. So starting from the level number 1, that is physiological needs. So these are the absolute essentials like air, water, food, shelter, sleep, and warmth. Without them, our bodies literally cannot function. Imagine trying to focus on a creative project when you are starving or exhausted. Would you be able to do that? So Maslow argued that until these needs are satisfied, nothing else can motivate us. Now here's a quick question for you, okay? What would happen if we did not address these physiological needs? Right? Everything else is just going to push aside, okay? So once we get those basic needs met, we move up to the next level. Now, level 2. That was safety needs. Okay, now that we are fed and rested, what comes next? What comes next? We need safety, right? Emotional security, financial security, protection from danger, health, and stability. When we feel unsafe, we just cannot focus on anything else. Just think about it. If you're worried about losing your job or if you're in a dangerous situation, all your energy is going to consume by that, right? So this need for security is our next priority. Level 3, love and belonging. All right. So now that we have the basics covered, food, safety, what's next? Love and belonging. This is where our social needs come into play. We need relationships, friendships, family, intimacy, and love. Without these, we can feel isolated and disconnected, which can impact our mental as well as physical health. Okay, so let's interact here for a second. Why do you think these social connections are so essential? Just give it a thought. Because we are human beings and human beings are social creatures. Simple. So we thrive on companionship, shared experiences, and emotional bonds. If we lack these connections, we start to feel emotionally and socially deprived. Level 4, esteem needs. Once we have our relationships and sense of belonging, what comes next? Esteem. This is where we want to feel good about ourselves and we want recognition, respect, and we want to feel valued by others, right? So there are 2 parts to it. One is self-esteem, that means how we feel about ourselves. And then second is esteem for others, how we are seen and respected. So here's an interesting thought. How many of you feel motivated when you receive praise for a job well done? That's because recognition boosts our sense of self-worth, right? Level number 5, which is self-actualization. Now we are at the top of the pyramid, right? So self-actualization. This is when we reach our full potential. It's about personal growth, fulfilling our capabilities, and finding deep meaning in life. So Maslow defined it as the desire to become the best version of ourselves and to realize our fullest potential. Whether that's as a parent, and an artist, a leader, or in whatever form of personal achievement matter to us. Let's do a quick check-in. What would self-actualization look like for you? I mean, what does it mean to be the best version of yourself? For some, it might be achieving peak professional success. For others, it might mean contributing to society or pursuing creative projects. It's highly individual. Now, Maslow didn't just stop there. He expanded on the hierarchy later on, adding higher levels. For example, he introduced cognitive needs, the need for knowledge and understanding, and aesthetic needs, the need to appreciate beauty, and beyond that, he proposed transcendence needs, which go beyond the self to something larger, like helping others achieve their potential or spiritual connection, So here's an interesting fact. Maslow originally believed that we must satisfy each level of need before moving on to the next. However, he later refined this. People don't always follow rigid step-by-step process. For example, creative individuals often pursue self-actualization even when basic needs like food or safety are not fully met. So the hierarchy is not as linear as it seems. Now, let's bring this all together. Maslow's hierarchy helps explain why people act the way they do, depending on what needs are being fulfilled or unmet at any given time. But here's the kicker. How many of you feel like you are constantly moving up and down the pyramid? Like sometimes you are in a phase of really focusing on personal growth, and other times it feels like you're just trying to stay safe or secure, right? So that's because life is not static. We move through these stages in a dynamic way depending on external factors like relationships, work, or even crisis. So the important thing is that we recognize where we are in the hierarchy and understand how to address the needs that are most pressing. To wrap things up, remember that Maslow's hierarchy of needs offers us a useful lens through which we can understand human motivation. It reminds us that we all have layers of needs that, when fulfilled, can lead to a sense of fulfillment and growth. And just because someone's basic needs are met does not mean they are automatically self-actualized. The journey is quite complex and deeply personal. Thanks for being part of the exploration today. I'd love to hear any final thoughts or questions. You can comment those down below. Thank you. Bye-bye.